Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Hamna Iftikhar and today's lecture regarding family medicine is about diabetes. So, diabetes mellitus is a heterogeneous group of disorders that includes distinct genetic, immunological, etiological and pathophysiological mechanisms that ultimately results in glucose intolerance and hyperglycemia. Patients with diabetes mellitus develop insulin deficiency or impaired peripheral insulin action, or they could develop both. So, diabetes mellitus affects around 25.8 million of Americans, and around 18.8 million of those are diagnosed with diabetes mellitus, and around 7 million of these Americans are not diagnosed with diabetes mellitus, but they do have diabetes. Chronic exposure to hyperglycemia and glycemic variability and resultant oxidative stress can result in a genetically prone individual can result in acute sort of complications that includes diabetic ketoacidosis or hypoglycemia, and it can also result in long-term chronic complications such as microvascular complications and macrovascular complications. We'll be talking about those in detail. So, coming to the types of diabetes mellitus is currently divided into four major types depending upon the basis of the etiology and the clinical presentations. So, if we talk about the types, we've got diabetes mellitus type 1, and then we've got diabetes mellitus type 2. And then, very specifically, we've got gestational diabetes mellitus. And then, lastly, there are other specific types of diabetes mellitus, which includes MODY, which stands for maturity onset diabetes of the young. So, if we talk about a normal person, a normal individual, the insulin is usually produced from the pancreas, that is, most specifically, the beta cells of the pancreas. And then this insulin is caught up by the insulin receptor on the presenting cells, and glucose are also entered into those cells. But now, if we talk about type 1 diabetes mellitus, so what really happens is that it is characterized by the gradual loss of insulin producing pancreatic beta cells, and this is usually secondary to any autoimmune disorder. So, what really happens is that pancreas completely fail to produce insulin. The beta cells, they fail to produce insulin, and thus there is more glucose that reach towards the cells, and ultimately there is no insulin that is attached to the insulin receptors. So that is the reason why there is more uptake and more absorption of glucose, and the person ultimately has hyperglycemia. Now, if we talk about the second type of diabetes mellitus, this is usually present in genetically predisposed individuals, and it literally develops into a chronic disease. And these patients, it's usually characterized by insulin resistance and the beta cell failure. So, what really happens is that pancreas, they do produce insulin from the pancreatic beta cells, but these insulins, they're not attached to the insulin receptors on the cells, and these cells, they completely fail to respond to the insulin, and thus more and more glucose is taken up by the cell, and the patient ultimately results in hyperglycemia. So the third type that I mentioned was gestational diabetes mellitus. This usually happens in females who are pregnant, and they usually develop the first diabetes symptoms, especially when they get pregnant. And the fourth type that I've mentioned is the other type, that has a lot of different types. One being MODY that I mentioned. It's the maturity onset diabetes mellitus of the young. So it's very, very specific to individuals who are children and who are teenagers.